Good morning. I'm Linda. And I've been thinking about what I should do on this channel. I have two. The other one is more makeup, which I don't really do it on time, which I should. I am 54, soon to be 54. So I do the makeup to try and take some of this age off the skin. I don't want to look 54. I have a soon to be 12-year-old daughter, and I'm soon to be 54. So 54 with a 12-year-old is like kind of like a grandma, right? Yeah. Don't dare call me a grandma. I don't care if you do or not. It really don't matter. Anyway, so I do a beauty channel over there, which I haven't really been doing a lot of. I have to get back on it. And this is just going to be a me channel. Okay? Me is up at 2:30 in the morning because I can't sleep because my stomach is upset. Why, you ask? Well, because I ate. Now, this is going to blow your mind. This is how old I am. I ate at 5 o'clock last night. I ate half a thing of large fries with no salt from McDonald's, and I ate 5 chicken nuggets. Woke up at 2 o'clock this morning, sicker than a freaking dog. I don't get sick no more since I found out that I had my AAA, which apparently a lot of people don't know. It's not the car, okay? AAA in the medical term is called uh, aortic, an abdominal aortic aneurysm, which means I have on my largest blood vessel, which is your aorta. It's the size of a hose, outside hose, and mine has like a bubble in it. My dad had the same thing. Unfortunately, when he had his, it does happen to more men than it does women, and older men than younger women. Which I know I said I was old, but according to this disease, I'm young. So, my dad had it. They cut him from his chest all the way down to his groin, opened up his stomach, went in there, put mesh around it. Dude looked bad. When he came out of surgery, he looked bad. He was all swollen and puffy because, they had to stop his blood or whatever they did because they had to cut his aorta. Or, I don't know what they did, but when he come out of there, he was white and he was bloated. And it was scary. I did not like it. And so when the doctor told me I had a triple A, I had just lost all this weight. I was so proud of myself. I was doing intermittent fasting, and yeah, I was smoking, and I was I was losing weight because one of my doctors made me mad. That's the best way to make me lose weight, is piss me off. You, however, can't piss me off because I don't know you. The people that I'm around can piss me off. Anyways, the doctor made me mad, and I said, well, I'll show him. And I consistently lost weight for 2 solid years. It wasn't much of nothing. I weighed 230 pounds when he pissed me off, and I got down to 150. Yeah, that was the second time I did that. The first time I did that is when I had this done. This is my thyroid surgery. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's a scar. They removed my thyroid because I had a disease called Graves with hyperthyroidism. I went from, again, 230 is my max weight. I don't think I've ever crossed 230. But I'm also 5'8", so I don't really look like 250-pound person. That's like, but I am. I wear size 18. I'm a big girl. So, the first time I did it, when I got my Graves, within 1 year, I lost it within 1 year. It was 230 and I got down to 140. Lost 90 pounds in 1 year. Now, I got a friend of mine that had that bypass surgery, and she is awesome. She just lost 90 pounds in 6 months. I'm like, that's awesome. I wish I could. I just, ugh. But with me, the intermittent fasting is a day, because this is me, this is my channel, this is how I do me. Don't come for me. Don't leave your little nasty comments in the thing. This is how it works for me. Excuse me. That's another thing. I don't, I don't, expel gas that easily. And I think it gets caught. And, that's what causes my stomach to get upset. But anyway, I went from 230 down to 140. Yeah, this one I got to 150. I was almost there. I got to 140. I got the size 12. And from an 18 to a 12, that's like dun, 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 dun. I was wearing mini skirts. And then they tell me I have Graves, and that they was going to have to operate on me. And I've never really had surgery, major surgery. I've had my tonsils removed. I've had ingrown toenail remover. That was a day. That was just in and out. No, that was overnight. Yeah, it was some vicious pack ass shit. Oh, it hurt like mutter putter too. Oh man, God. Anyway, so I've never had a real surgery, and I really wasn't worried about it for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because my mind was on my parents, because I got it diagnosed right after my father. No, I got diagnosed the year my father died. I didn't. I got diagnosed the year after my father died. I got the disease the year my father died, but I didn't go because it was a knot. It was a goiter. I had a goiter right here. See? So right here. Okay, so it stuck out. I mean, it was like, oh, no, I can't even tell you. It was like a tennis ball. It was about the size of a tennis ball, and it was swollen right here. And it didn't bother me when I drank. It didn't hurt. It didn't do anything like that. And I went to the doctor one day and I said, "Is this, she didn't check me. We didn't talk." And I'm like, "Hey, is this normal?" And she looked at it and she's like, "No, that's not normal." But you really couldn't tell it by looking at me. You could only tell it, really from the side, because you could see this, like this tennis ball. And so she sent me to Wishart, to this awesome doctor. I don't even know if we used to call him Dr. Ski. He was an awesome endocrinologist. And he's the one who told me I had Graves. I also have Graves ophthalmology, which is where scar tissue builds up behind the eye, and it makes it protrude forward, and it makes your eyes bulge, and it makes them not to be able to shut too well. So your eyes are enlarged. They're coming forward, so it makes them look bulging. And I don't have that very bad, but my thyroid, it was 6 times larger than a normal thyroid. It was producing 600 times the amount of hormones that a normal thyroid would produce. Or chemicals. It may not be hormones. I may be saying the right word. I think your thing is like a filter. For up here, it goes down here, it gets filtered through, and without this makes this go cuckoo. I'm telling you. Oh, since I ain't had this, I am a boohoo baby bits. I am. I just, I cry when I'm happy, I cry when I'm sad, I cry when I'm mad, I cry when I'm lonely, I cry when I don't feel, I cry. Just period. Just cry. Okay? So, it messes with that. So the doctor says, okay, well, we got to remove it, you know? And I'm like, you know, I was, I had started seeing a counselor because my dad passed, and uh, so everything was just going on, you know, that year after my dad passed. And they diagnosed me with it, and I had it since, you know, for a minute before they had diagnosed me. And I got it in 2007 when my dad died. And 2008 I was diagnosed, and in 2009 it was removed. In 2008, um, no, in 2009, I was going in like, man, it seems like I was going in every 3 months to see this doctor. I don't know how often I was going in, but I was going in. I've seen him a ton of times, and he said, "Okay, well, we're gonna do surgery, and we just need to set it up and everything, you know." I said, "Okay." So he goes, and you know, months go by, and I go back in to see him, and he says, "Okay, we're gonna set your surgery up, and everything's gonna be okay." He's a real good doctor. I mean, I even had this thing called a thyroid rush, and apparently it's something really freaky because he had all of his little interns come in there and go, "Do you mind if they listen?" It's like, no, you put it next to my, and it's a, it, apparently it was a freaky thing. Every time I go to the doctor, I'm like, freaky thing. But anyway, so um, they all liked to come in and listen to my neck, so it must have been special. But he says, okay, we're going to set it up. We're gonna set you up for surgery, and I'll see you then. Just don't get pregnant. And me and my husband laughed. You know, we'd been together for uh, we've been together since 2000. We got together almost a year after my husband died, and um, so we was together in 2000, and this is 2008. We got married. I had two miscarriages. I had miscarriage 2002, 2004. We got married in 2006. My dad died in 2007. I was diagnosed with Graves in 2008. And in 2009, I had my baby. Yes, he said the magic word. He said, "Do not go get pregnant." And my body said, "Well, did you tell me to do something?" "No, it's my body. I do what I want." And I'd be damned if it did not grab a hold of one of them damn little sperms, and which I'm happy. Because all my life, and this is, to me, it's funny, but all my life I had dreamed about a little girl. She was slender, she had long brown hair, and I would dream of her. And this is I don't know if it's sick funny, or I don't know how you look at it, but I've always the same dream. I was sitting on the toilet, and she came up in front of me, and I couldn't see her face, made no distinction of her face. I could see her long brown hair, and I could see that she was slender, little tiny slender girl. And I dreamed about this child for, I guess I started dreaming in my 20s. I don't remember when I started dreaming of her. I just started dreaming of her. And oh, I already picked her name out. See this? Because it's this. When I do this, if I talk, I cry. How stupid. I cry because me and my husband gave up having kids. I mean, she was aborted in 2009. I figured after my two miscarriages I couldn't have kids. my body just wouldn't let me carry him. So, when he said that, he just chuckled. We're like, yeah, Doc, I don't think that's going to happen. And no, it's not the snot part. I folded it over. But, that's not going to happen. And, God had different. This is not what. How to happen this makes me do this. It screws with your damn emotions. I mean, you can't talk about nothing. But anyway. So we went back in to get checked. And we said, Doc, I got bad news for you. And he was like, what? I said, I'm pregnant. And he was like, I was 42. I was 41 when I started seeing him, but I was 42 when I had my daughter. And he was like, oh, that's not good. So I was seeing the high risk people for my pregnancy, and it was in the same hospital. So I figured I'd go there because Dr. Ski worked there. And so I went there, and they took care of my pregnancy. I was in there all the time. I was getting ultrasounds all the time. My husband even talked him into. This lady, it was her last day of work, and he talked her into doing a 3D on us, and we could see her. And I thought for sure she was going to be born with something wrong with her because of my age, and that the 3D picture made her look like something was wrong. But when you do them 3D pictures, 3D, they see bone and all. So if you don't get that picture just right, I mean, I got pictures of her and like half of her cheek is missing, and you can see her bone. It's a freaky picture. Because you gotta get them. I mean, it has to be just right. You know, the baby can't move to make it look actual 3D. So, anyway, so they was watching me, and Dr. Ski was watching my thyroid, and they decided that I needed to have the surgery before I delivered my child, because they didn't want her to be born with it. They didn't know if it would transfer over or not. So they scheduled me to have surgery, and it was there's a cutoff time in pregnancy that you can have surgery. I don't know if it's 20 weeks, 24 weeks, or something like that. I don't have no Kleenex, so I'm sorry, I'm using a napkin. I got them, they're somewhere and I don't know where they're at. But anyway, so he said we had to do surgery. They did it, I think it was like 1 week before you're not supposed to have surgery. You can have surgery anytime when you're pregnant. They'll do it anytime, but it's safest to have it during this time, before a certain period of time. And that's when we did it. And it took 8 hours. I got a picture of it. It's like it's as big as my aneurysm. My aneurysm is 9 centimeters long on my aortic aneurysm, or my aorta. So my aneurysm is 9 centimeters long, and my goiter in my neck was 10, almost 11 centimeters long, which is like 4 inches, I think, something like that. And it was huge. I mean, my scar, you can't really see it, but it goes from here to here. And it was an 8-hour surgery. They left me on medication for my thyroid, and my child was born happily, healthy. I mean, she was born with a red dot on each of her eyelids, and the doctors here, the nurses here, call those angel's kisses. I don't know if that's really what they are or not. That's just what they said. And then we was trying to get her to latch on, which, in hindsight, I wasn't even producing milk. My whole pregnancy, I didn't produce milk because I ain't got no thyroid. This little fucker right here, you wouldn't believe what shit it does. But most of all, it screws us up. That's why Linda's in the house. And that's why Linda cries. But anyway, so I had the surgery. Everything went fine. There is, well, it's probably dissolved now, but there was a stitch that they couldn't get out because when I had her, I didn't feel nothing. I had the epidural, and I could lift my ass up off the bed. You know, I mean, I didn't feel nothing down there, but you know where your feet's at, you know, and all you gotta do is, I think you could lever yourself. I could not have walked, but, well, I may have been able to, I don't know. Anyway, I could lift my ass up off the bed, you know, so it wasn't like I was paralyzed down there. But I had the baby. I didn't feel none of my contractions. Lady come in and check me. She's like, you still ain't there. 2 days, 45 hours in labor because they induced me. And I took the shot, so I didn't feel any of the pain. No labor pains for 2 days. I didn't feel them, but I was in labor for 2 days. Thank God I didn't feel them. Shoot, would that have not hurt? Because I tell you what, I was laying in bed and I heard this lady scream. And I'm like, Paul, you better give me one of my pills. And I was on Klonopin for my anxiety. And no, you're not supposed to take them when you're pregnant, but you can, as long as you're not taking them. I guess you don't take them regularly. I don't know. You're not supposed to take them. So I only took them when the stress got up there, you know? And I was hearing that lady scream, and it was up there. And I told them, they came in the room, and I told them, I told my husband to give me Klonopin because I can't handle this. I need, because they was giving me my blood pressure medicine, but they wouldn't give me my Klonopin. And she's like, well, we really don't want you to have a Klonopin, or I don't know if that's a good idea, or whatever she said. I don't know. I told her, I said, look, I got Klonopin in my purse. I am going to take one. I heard that. I'm not. I am. She went to the doctor, came back with Klonopin. So they gave it to me. I didn't even have to use them. So I had the baby. I felt a little cramp, like menstrual cramps. I felt them really hard. Really, like, oh, menstrual cramps. Like, the major day menstrual cramps. And I rolled over on my side, and I was going, oh. And he's like, yeah, she ain't been doing that. You need to check her. She's like, I just checked her. She's all right. And I was moaning, and he was like, look, I think you really need to check her. Just humor us, okay? She checked me, and I was at 10. And she's like, oh, you're at 10. She's about to have the baby. It's like, well, that's probably what that moaning was for, you know? So, we was really worried because of my age. We was worried about the doctors. because it is a teaching school. So my husband was such a stickler on it. He was like, no, I want a real doctor. I was like, you can't keep asking these people if they're real doctors. They are doctors. They're not allowed to tell you what year they're in, you know? But I did have one. She was her 4th year. She took care of my after birth, or not after birth, after pregnancy, removing the stitches and everything. And she was the one monitoring my child when I was in labor, or when I was in surgery. So she knew about me. And the rest of them was all doctors. To this day, I don't know the doctor that delivered my child. Don't know his name. He wasn't my doctor. My doctors, I went to my doctors and I had like this doctor. Oh, no, you got this doctor. Oh, no, you don't. You got this doctor. So I don't know who my damn doctor was. But none of them people that looked at my snatch the whole time I was pregnant was the one that looked at my snatch when I was having a baby. Okay? So when you're pregnant, you got to get over that shyness. Because everybody gonna be looking at that snatch. And I personally did not have a bowel movement. Awesome, right? Because you hear a lot of stories about women having bowel movements while giving birth because it was natural. However, my child just could not wait to get out, and she shit inside. That was really awesome. When they popped the bag, it's like, yeah, they had to pop my water too. Yeah. So, they was like, well, since, you're getting there, it's about time to pop your water. So they popped my water, probably 5, I don't know. I was stuck at 4 forever. So I don't know when they popped it. 6, 7 centimeters, I don't know. They popped it. And when they popped it, they said, oh, she had a bowel movement. And, so when I had her, they cleaned her up and everything. And I was telling you a story. They cleaned her up and everything. And then, they gave her to us, and, they want you to start latching on as soon as she's born. So we was trying that the very first day she was born, within hours, and she would she wouldn't latch on. She tried to, but she wouldn't latch on. So they sent in I don't know what they're called, a breastfeeding specialist. I don't know. They want to position the breast into the baby's mouth. They want to hold it. I mean, they're like, you hold it at this angle, you grab it and stick it this way. I mean, they was like. So when I was trying that, she noticed, like I said, when she was born, she had these 2 red dots in her eyes, and they called them angel kisses. And then when she was trying to latch on, the nurse noticed that she wasn't latching on. And she went to cry, and when she did, she went to, sorry, she went to stick her tongue out, and this thing, was attached to the very tip, the very, very, very tip. And when she went to cry, it would not come out. It would only come out to here, but her tongue would come out to the sides. It was literally freaking forked. I mean, it wasn't cut, but it was freaking forked. Because it wouldn't come out. That little piece of skin would hold that center of her tongue, and when she'd cry, she'd push her tongue out, and just these 2 little edges would come out, because the middle was stuck. So she had angel kisses with the forked tongue. True. I mean, I wish we would have got a picture of her forked tongue, but we didn't. Okay, so later on now, she's older. I'm sitting here looking at her, and when she puts her tongue out, okay, my tongue, her tongue is round. Hers don't really come to a point like mine. Her tongue is more like that. If her tongue is more around it, I know I look silly. Don't be judging me. I'm telling a story. And you can see that when she sticks her tongue out, even though it's not connected no more, her tongue indents right in the center, just a tad, but it indents where it was stuck. So she's got a little indent on her tongue. And then I noticed she was laying down like this. Okay, my lip is brown. Okay, her lip is just like her tongue, right in the center. I mean, it goes in. It's like I don't know, it is a line straight dead up in the center of her lip. And then she's got these two bigger sides. It's kind of like that. It's got, you can't really tell it when you look at her, but when you're looking at her like this, you can tell it goes in like a heart. It looks like the same as her tongue. It goes in and comes out, and this goes in and comes out. So it's like a heart tongue. And then she was born with something that I've never heard of. It's called a geographical tongue. It's very unique. I don't know how many people's born with it, but her taste buds. Mine's all all over my tongue. Hers is smooth, smooth. It looks like little islands. That's what it looks like. It's smooth in some spots, and then it's bumpy in other spots, and it looks like islands in her mouth, on her tongue. Yeah, because there's different. I mean, she's probably got like 3 or 4 different flat spots in between the taste buds. Now they said, I don't know if it affects her taste. She seems to think everything tastes good, so I don't think it affects her taste. But now she has grown. No, she ain't. She thinks she is. She's 12. No, she's not, Linda. She'll be 12. Yeah, so close to preteen. So close. However, I don't know. Anyway, so this was a rant. This was an explanation. This was Linda in the house, and this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get some. I don't know why she's talking about this. I talk about this because it's a part of my life. It's because maybe I want to vent a little bit. Maybe that's what I need to call this channel. Vinton Linda. Linda Vinton. I don't know. I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about me. And I wanted you to know that sometimes you're going to get on here and I'm going to be all happy and cheery. And sometimes we're going to get on here and I'm going to be all sad and boo-hooey. I hope you hang out. I hope you enjoy the ride. Yeah, that's my life. It's a ride. Not that I do anything. Up here is a ride. Man, I can go from this to that faster than a Ferrari. I mean, it don't even take me 60 seconds, honey. It's like, what? Instantaneously can go from hey. Oh, so you don't know that area? That's where he sits. I love my husband. I do love my husband. But man, he is an opinionated, loud. When he's opinionated. When he ain't opinionated, dude, don't talk. I mean, he goes from not talking to. I can be sitting right here. He's like 6 feet from me. My living room, I live in a small house. So don't judge. Don't judge me. It's a 12 by 13. Okay? So I'm sitting on one side of the wall. He's sitting on the other side of the wall. Okay? I'm saying maybe 7 feet at the most. And he can't hear me speak. I don't know if you're married, but you may have that problem too. See, this is going to be a little bit of this too. Because he be getting on my nerve. And you know what? She be getting on my nerve too. I am not a teacher. No, I'm not. No. It's hard enough being a parent. So now I'm the parent, the teacher, the principal, the school nurse, the cook, the janitor, the maid, the after hours. Oh, that's on Daddy's side. I've developed a ton of new jobs. I didn't like the first ones. Yes, I did. I love my job. I love being a mom. I dreamed about it my whole life. So, I'm glad God blessed me. See, I almost started crying and see how I went from happy to sad. I feel blessed to have my child. And I truly believe she was a blessing. She was born 2 years after my dad died. And my mom died 2 years after she was born. I wish my father had got to see her. She tells me, Mommy, when I was in heaven, I seen Grandpa. I said, you did? I think she tells me what I want to hear, because I always tell her, you are a true blessing from the heavens. God didn't want me to have children until because he knew I had to take care of my parents. And I did until the day they died. See how it comes and goes. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I don't always think so. I get mad. I felt unloved. I felt unheard. But when I think about it, without any emotion, when I just think about, not being angry or happy or nothing, just think about it, it always makes me cry because I feel so blessed to have her in my life. I feel blessed to have my husband in my life. Because as much shit as I talk about him, I am a prickly peach. I can be happy and I can be sad and I can be totally a bitch. But it's getting to be that time, so the camera's going to shut off on me. But this is me. That was a segment. I'm going to come back on and I'm going to tell you about, I'm actually going to do what I was talking about before. But I've got to end this video because I'm on my phone, and when you're on your phone, it don't let your video pass such a period of time. And I wasn't watching my phone, so I don't know if the damn thing already shut off or not. So we'll see. Anyway, this is Linda. Sorry for the roller coaster this morning, but there's more to come. Come back and visit. Bye, guys.